Animals. A diverse and vibrant tapestry of life holds a profound significance that extends far beyond their individual presence. They are integral to the intricate web of life on Earth, shaping ecosystems, driving evolution, and influencing human societies in profound ways. Their importance lies in their ecological roles, evolutionary contributions, and the multifaceted ways they enrich our own lives. From the smallest insects to the largest whales, animals play crucial roles in maintaining the delicate balance of ecosystems. They act as ecosystem engineers, modifying and shaping their surroundings. Beavers, for instance, create dams that transform landscapes, generating wetlands that support a vast array of other species. Insects pollinate plants, ensuring their reproduction and the continuation of plant diversity. Animals disperse seeds, contributing to the establishment of new population and spread of plant life. Predator-prey relationships, a cornerstone of ecological balance, keep population in check, preventing unchecked growth and ensuring the health of ecosystem. Animals are also vital components of nutrient cycling, breaking down organic matter and returning essential nutrients to the soil, supporting plant growth and the entire food chain. Beyond their ecological roles, animals have profound shaped the course of evolution. Have you ever wondered how an animal's body manages to breathe, digest food, and protect themselves all at the same time? So today we are going to discuss the different coordination of an animal's body. As to what we had discussed earlier this semester, an organism consists of four levels of organizations, which are the cells, tissues, organs, and organ systems. So hello everyone, my name is Kia Kathleen Pareja and my topic is all about animal systems and their processes. Organ systems are groups of organs that work together to perform major functions in an animal's body. So they are intricate networks of organs that work together to carry out specific functions essential for the survival and well-being of an animal. So like a finely tuned orchestra, each organ system plays a unique role contributing to the harmonious symphony of life of an animal. So these systems are not isolated entities, but rather interconnected components that rely on each other to maintain the delicate balance of an internal conditions known as homeostasis. This generally means na yung mga organ systems ng animals is hindi sila nag-work separately, but instead, they work in sync para mabalance yung mga internal conditions ng animal, which is yung tinatawag natin na homeostasis. These are the type of organ systems in animals: the integumentary system, excretory system, respiratory system, musculoskeletal system, nervous system, digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, and endocrine system. So, yung integumentary system ng animals is located siya sa outermost layer ng animal's body or doon sa diniscuss natin dati na yung epithelial tissues. The integumentary system consists of the skin and other structures that grows over it, kagaya ng feathers, scales, hairs, as well as claws, nails, and hooves. So, yung pinaka major function ng integumentary system ng animals is para maprotektahan sila from mga hazards of their environment. But it's also indispensable para sa temperature regulation. Kasi yung coating ng hair and feathers is nakakatulong sila para mag-preserve ng internal body heat. So, sa case naman ng mga turtles and yung iba pang mga animals na may hard na shell, is pinaprotektahan sila ng integumentary system nila from predators. So, these are the three main processes of the integumentary system. So, first, we have the vitamin D synthesis. So, this vitamin D synthesis only occurs when the skin is exposed to sunlight. So, vitamin D is essential for bone health and other bodily functions. So, next we have sensory perception. An animal's skin contains specialized receptors that detect pressure, pain, temperature, and vibration. So, these receptors send signals to the animal's brain, allowing it to perceive touch, pressure, and pain. So next, we have the regulation of the body temperature. So when sweating, the body gets too hot and sweat glands release sweat onto the skin surface. So as sweat evaporates, it cools the body. Next, we have the musculoskeletal system of an animal. The animal musculoskeletal system is a complex and integrated network of bones, cartilage, muscles, ligaments, and tendons that work together to provide support, movement, and protection for the animal's body. So, this system is essential for animals to perform wide range of activities from simple locomotion to complex behaviors. Next is the types of musculoskeletons, which are exoskeleton and endoskeleton. Exoskeleton means external skeleton and endoskeleton means internal skeleton, which means the animals on the right side belongs to the exoskeletal animals and on the left side belongs to the endoskeletal animals. The sliding filament theory is the foundation of muscle contraction. Yung musculoskeletal ng animals is may isa siyang process, which is yung contraction. So, the sliding filament theory is a suggested mechanism of contraction of striated muscles, actin, and myosin filaments to be precise, so which overlap each other, resulting to the shortening of muscle fibers length. Actin, or thin filaments, combined with myosin, or thick filaments, conducts cellular movement. So, myosin is a protein that converts ATP chemical energy into mechanical energy, thus creating thrust and movement. This movement generates muscular contraction and movement of non-muscle cells. Next, we have the animal nervous system. So, it is a complex and fascinating network of specialized cells that allows animals to sense their environment, process information, and respond accordingly. So it is the control center for all bodily function, for example, reflexes to complex behaviors. So the animal's nervous system also have two parts, which is the CNS and the PNS, or the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. So the central nervous system includes the brain and the spinal cord, which is responsible for processing information and coordinating responses. While peripheral nervous system naman consists of nerves that extend from the CNS to the rest of the body. So the PNS carries sensory information to the CNS and motor command from the CNS to muscles and glands. Next, we have the components of the nervous system. Alam naman natin na yung neuron is parang messenger ng nervous system natin at ng body. So same pa rin ang neurons ng mga animals sa tao. We have the cell body, axon, dendrites, glial cells, and meron pa ata itong Schwann cells, di ko lang nasali. Next is the process of nervous system. So first, sensory input. This is a process of gathering information from the environment through senses. The second is processing information, which is the process of interpreting and integrating sensory information. Lastly, we have the motor output, which is the process of sending signal to muscles and glands to control movement and responses. Next, we have the circulatory system, also known as the cardiovascular system. So it is a vital network that acts as a body's internal transportation system. So yung circulatory system ng animals is responsible for delivering oxygen, nutrients, and hormones to cells throughout the body, while simultaneously removing waste products like carbon dioxide. So next is the processes of the circulatory system. The heart, which is the central pump of the circulatory system of animals, is a powerful muscular organ located in the chest. So it is divided into 4 chambers, the 2 atria and 2 ventricles. It rhythmically contracts and relaxes to propel blood throughout the body. The atria receives blood from the body from the right atrium and the lungs in the left atrium, while the ventricles pump blood to the lungs in the right ventricle and the rest of the body in the left ventricle. So bakit nga ba pinapampa ng heart papunta sa lungs yung blood before niya ipump ito throughout the body ng animal? The reason is, blood needs to get oxygenated. Kasi kailangan niya ng oxygen to properly carry the body cells. At isa pang reason kung bakit pinapampa ng heart papunta sa lungs yung blood is para matanggal yung carbon dioxide. So in a simple way, the right side of the heart pumps the oxygen-poor blood from the body to the lungs, and the left side of the heart pumps the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs through the body. Next is waste removal. It is a process of transporting waste products from cells to the kidneys and lungs for elimination. Next is immune defense. It is a process of circulating white blood cells to fight infections. Next, we have the respiratory system. Respiratory system is a vital network of organs that is responsible for the life-sustaining process of gas exchange, ensuring that animals receive oxygen they need to survive and expel the carbon dioxide waste produced by their cells. Next, we have the processes of the respiratory system. First, we have the gas exchange, taking in oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide. Is breathing, the mechanical process of moving air into and out of the lungs. Third is the cellular respiration. It is a process by which the cells use oxygen to produce energy, ATP, or adenosine triphosphate from food. Next, we have the processes of breathing, and first we have ventilation. The thoracic cavity volume is controlled to pull in and push out of the air. Second is inhalation. Masyado namang self-explanatory ang inhalation. So the diaphragm is moved to lower the air pressure in the chest cavity. So the exhalation, it's also self-explanatory. These three are super understandable terms. The exhalation, the diaphragm and intercostal muscles relax to force air out of the lungs. So next, you have the digestive system. It is responsible for breaking down food into smaller molecules that can be absorbed by the body and used for energy, growth, and repair. This process is known as digestion. It involves a series of mechanical and chemical steps that transforms food from its initial state into usable nutrient. Next, you have the process of the digestive system. The journey of digestion begins with ingestion. It is an act of taking food through the mouth. So in vertebrate animals, the teeth, saliva, and tongue play a crucial role in mastication, the process of chewing and grinding food into smaller particles. Saliva produced by salivary glands contains enzymes that begin the chemical breakdown of carbohydrates. The tongue helps to manipulate food during chewing and swallowing. Once the food the animal ate is adequately chewed, it is swallowed and travels down to the esophagus, a muscular tube that connects the mouth to the stomach. The esophagus uses rhythmic muscle contractions known as peristalsis to propel food towards the stomach. The stomach, a muscular sac located in the upper abdomen, serves as a temporary storage and mixing chamber for food. The stomach contains gastric juices, a mixture of hydrochloric acid and enzymes, which further breaks down food, particularly proteins. The churning actions of the stomach muscles mixes food with gastric juices, creating a thick, soupy mixture called chyme. Chyme passes through the pyloric sphincter, a muscular valve that regulates the flow of food from the stomach into the small intestine. The small intestine is a long coiled tube and is the primary site of nutrient absorption. It is divided into three sections: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. In the duodenum, chyme mixes with digestive secretions from the pancreas and liver. Pancreatic juices contain enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Bile, produced by the liver and stored in the gallbladder, aids in the digestion of fats by emulsifying them into smaller droplets, increasing their surface area for enzyme action. As chyme travels through the jejunum and ileum, nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream through the walls of the small intestine. The surface area of the small intestine are greatly increased by the presence of villi, a tiny finger-like projection. Microvilli, a microscopic extensions of the cell membrane which enhances absorption. The undigested food, material, and waste products then move into the large intestine, a shorter, wider tube that connects the small intestine to the anus, yung parang malapit na sa exit or exitan ng waste. So the large intestine primarily absorbs water and electrolytes from the remaining chyme, forming feces. The large intestine also contains a diverse population of bacteria that play a role in digestion and nutrient absorption. Finally, feces are stored in the rectum, the last part of the large intestine, before being eliminated from the body through the anus. Next, we have the excretory system. The excretory system is a vital network of organs that plays a crucial role in maintaining the internal balance of an animal's body by removing waste products and excess substances. This system is essential for survival, ensuring that harmful byproducts of metabolism are eliminated and the body's internal environment remains stable. Next, we have the process of the excretory system. First, we have the waste removal, a process which filters waste products from the blood such as urea and excess water. Second is the regulation of water balance, which maintains the proper amount of water in the body. Third is the regulation of pH, so it is the process of maintaining the proper acidity of the blood. The endocrine system, often referred to as the body's chemical messenger system, is a network of glands that produce and secrete hormones. These hormones are chemical messengers that travel through the bloodstream to target cells and tissues, regulating a vast array of physiological processes essential for life. So next is the process of the endocrine system. First, we have the hormone production. The endocrine glands, specialized organs scattered throughout the body, are responsible for synthesizing and releasing hormones. These glands include the pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid glands, adrenal glands, pancreas, ovaries in females, and testes in males. Each gland produces a specific set of hormones tailored to regulate particular bodily functions. The second part of the endocrine process is the hormone secretion. Once produced, hormones are released from endocrine glands into the bloodstream where they travel throughout the body. The rate of hormone secretion is carefully controlled, often influenced by feedback mechanisms that adjust hormones levels based on the body's needs. Third is the hormone transport. So the hormones travel through the bloodstream carried by the circulatory system to reach their target cells and tissues. Hormones are very specific, meaning they only bind to and affect cells that possess the appropriate receptors for that particular hormone. Lastly, we have the hormone action. When a hormone reaches its target cell, it binds to a specific receptor on the cell surface or within the cell. This binding activates a series of intracellular signaling pathways that ultimately lead to a specific response within the target cell. The response can involve changes in gene expression, protein synthesis, enzyme activity, or membrane permeability, all of which contribute to the regulation of various bodily functions. Next is a feedback mechanism. The endocrine system relies heavily on feedback mechanisms to maintain hormone levels within a narrow range, ensuring proper function. So negative feedback loops are the most common type, where an increase in a particular hormone level triggers a decrease in its production or release and vice versa. So this feedback mechanism helps to maintain homeostasis, the balance of internal conditions necessary for life. The system we're going to discuss is the reproductive system. So it is responsible for the continuation of the species through the production of offspring. The foundation of reproduction lies in the specialized organs known as gonads, which produce the sex cells or gametes. In males, the gonads are testes responsible for producing sperm, the male gametes. In females, the gonads are ovaries which produce ova or eggs, the female gametes. Next is the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is designed to produce and deliver sperm that consists of several key components such as testes, epididymis, vas deferens, accessory glands, and penis. So testes, so the testes is located in the scrotum and are responsible for producing sperm and male sex hormone testosterone. The scrotum, a sac-like structure outside the body, helps regulate the temperature of the testes, which is crucial for sperm production. So second is the epididymis. The epididymis is a coiled tube attached to each testis, serves as a storage and maturation site for sperm. As sperm mature, they develop the ability to swim and fertilize an egg. So third is the vas deferens. The vas deferens is a muscular tube that connects the epididymis to the urethra. It transports mature sperm during ejaculation. Fourth is the accessory glands. The accessory glands, including the prostate gland, seminal vesicles, and bulbourethral glands, contribute fluids to the semen, providing nourishment and lubrication for the sperm. And lastly, we have the penis. The penis is an external organ that serves as the conduit for delivering sperm into the female reproductive tract during copulation. Next, we have the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system is designed to produce egg, nurture a developing embryo, and give birth. So the female reproductive system is comprised of several key components such as ovaries, fallopian tubes, uterus, cervix, and vagina. So the ovaries are located in the abdominal cavity, which produces eggs and female sex hormones estrogen and progesterone. Second is the fallopian tubes, which are two tubes that connects the ovaries to the uterus and transports eggs from the ovaries to the uterus. This is where fertilization typically occurs within. So third is the uterus, a muscular organ located in the pelvic cavity, provides a nurturing environment for the developing embryo. Fourth is the cervix. The cervix is the lower portion of the uterus, acts as a barrier between the uterus and the vagina, opening during childbirth to allow the passage of the baby. And lastly, we have the vagina. The vagina is a muscular tube that connects the cervix to the external genitalia, serves as a birth canal, and receives sperm during copulation. Lastly, we have the process of reproduction. So first, we have the gametogenesis. It is the process of producing gametes. So in males, it is called the spermatogenesis, the production of sperm that occurs continuously in the testes. So in females, it is called the oogenesis, the production of eggs occurs in the ovaries, with a limited number of eggs being released during a female's reproductive lifespan. Second is the ovulation. In females, the release of an egg from the ovary is called ovulation. This process is controlled by hormones, primarily estrogen and progesterone. Third, we have the fertilization. So if sperm encounters an egg in the fallopian tube, the fertilization can occur, resulting in the formation of a zygote, the first cell of a new individual. So fourth is the implantation. The fertilized egg, now a zygote, travels through the fallopian tube and implants in the lining of the uterus. This process is crucial for the establishment of pregnancy. Fifth, we have the gestation. It is the period of time during which the embryo develops in the uterus is called gestation. During gestation, the embryo receives nourishment and oxygen from the mother through the placenta, a specialized organ that forms from the embryo and the uterine lining. So sixth is birth. At the end of gestation, the fetus is born through the birth canal, a process known as parturition. So in conclusion, organ systems are fundamental building blocks of animal life, each playing a vital role in maintaining the intricate balance necessary for survival. Their interconnectedness and specialized functions create a harmonious symphony of biological activity, ensuring the remarkable complexity and success of animal life. So, this is Kaya Katin Paraha. Thank you for listening. And guys, please do read the written report para mas maintindihan nyo.
Good day everyone, my name is Aisha Mandi and for today's video, I will be discussing the plant systems and their processes. So today, we will review plant organs, identify the two types of organ systems for plants and their processes, and compare and contrast the functions of these systems. So, ano nga ba ang plants? So, plants are living organisms that belong to the kingdom Plantae. They are essential for life on Earth as they produce oxygen, provide food, and maintain ecological balance. Plants are autotrophs, meaning they create their own food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide through a process called photosynthesis. So mamaya matatakal natin kung ano nga ba ang photosynthesis. So what are the main parts or organs of a plant? These are leaves, stems, and roots. Remember, similar cells working together form tissues, while tissues work together to form organs. Plants are organized into two main systems, and these are the shoot and the root system. And each system are performing vital functions to support the plant's survival and growth. So, para madaling maintindihan, ang shoot system ay sila yung nasa labas na part ng plant, yung nakikita natin. Diyan, tulad ng sa picture, sila yung nagko-collect ng sunlight and make food by photosynthesis. While ang root system naman, sila yung nakatagong part ng plant. Ina-absorb nila yung tubig na dinidilig natin sa kanila. They are also anchoring and supporting the plant or storing food. The shoot system grows upward. It shoots up towards the sunlight, which allows the system to facilitate photosynthesis in the leaves. The absorption of oxygen and sunlight also happens here. So, di ba ang shoot system nag-grow upwards? Kabaligtaran naman ang root system. Ang root system is sa baba siya nag-grow. So, ang relationship nilang dalawa is ganito. Sa root system, ginasupport niya si shoot system by absorbing and transporting water and nutrients. While si shoot system naman yung nag-provide kay root system ng products of photosynthesis or yung glucose or sugar for energy and growth. Ngayon naman, pag-uusapan natin ang tungkol sa process ng plant system. So first is photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is a process by which green plants, algae, and some bacteria convert light energy into chemical energy. Gumagamit sila ng sunlight, ng carbon dioxide, and ng water to produce glucose or sugar. And oxygen na nalalanghap natin. So pansin nyo ba pag pumunta kayo ng province, since madaming puno, 'di ba? Halos puno yung nakikita nyo doon. Sobrang fresh ng hangin na nalalanghap nyo. Tapos kumpara sa city na parang may something na hindi mo ma-explain dahil sa sobrang polluted. Siguro kasi walang mga puno dito, ay wala masyadong puno na nakikita. Ganun. Second is respiration. So, ang respiration is a biochemical process where they break down glucose na na-produce during photosynthesis to release energy in the form of ATP or adenosine triphosphate. So, ang respiration is a vital process that ensures plants have energy they need for survival and para makafunction sila ng maayos. Next is reproduction. So, ang plants ay parang mga tao din, parang tayo din na meron silang reproduction system. Pero sa plants may dalawang ways, which is sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So sa asexual reproduction, plants produce offspring through the fusion of male and female gametes. While sa asexual naman is walang gametes na involved, are genetically identical to the parent. Last is growth and development. So essential ang process na ito in plants because it allows organisms the capability of reproduction. Growth and development are fundamental to the life cycle of plants as it enables them to thrive, reproduce, and contributes to the ecosystem. Recap. So plant parts are also called organs, working together, and they make up two systems, which is the shoot system and the root system. So ang shoot system, it provides overall structure, collects and produces food through the leaves, transports fluids through the stem. While ang root system naman grows down because of gravity, absorbs water and nutrients, and stores food. In conclusion, plants are fundamental to all ecosystems, supporting life and regulating environmental processes. So, protecting plant life is crucial for sustaining biodiversity, combating climate change, and ensuring a healthy future for all species. And that's all for my report. Thank you.
Animals have specialized systems to ensure support and protection, helping them to survive in various environments. This system includes the skeletal system for structure and the integumentary system for defense. So before I continue my topic, in this video, let me first introduce myself. Hi, I'm Ibrahim Zankala who says that if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving is not for you. Now, let me continue my topic. The first we got here is the support in animal. Animals have either an endoskeleton or an exoskeleton. Endoskeleton found inside the body, for example, humans, mammals, and birds. It made of bones and cartilage, giving shape to the body, protecting organs like brain and lungs. And also, it allowing movement by serving as an attachment for muscles. While exoskeleton found outside the body, for examples, insects and crabs. It made of tough material like chitin or calcium carbonate. It protects the animal and gives it structure. And also muscles and organs work with the skeleton to move the body and maintain posture. Smooth muscle also support the walls of internal organs like stomach and blood vessel. Then the second we got here is protection in animals. Animals have evolved physical, chemical, and behavioral defenses to stay safe from harm. First, in protection in animals is integumentary system. The outer coverings of animals protect them from injuries, infection, and environment. Skin acts as the first layer of defense, preventing pathogens from entering. Fur, feathers, and scales provide insulation, camouflage, and protection from physical harm. While shells and armor, some animals like turtles and armadillos have tough outer coverings guard against predator. So we're talking about the protection in animals. We have also the defense structures. Claws, fangs, and horns help animals to fight off predators or hunt food. Spine and quills, porcupines, and hedgehogs use sharp quills to deter predators. Venom and poison is some animals like snakes and frogs produce venom or toxin to incapacitate traits. Inside the body, the immune system fights infection and heals wounds. White blood cells and antibodies neutralize harmful microbes. And also there is what we call behavioral adaptation. Animals often use behaviors to protect themselves, like hiding, running away, or blending into their surroundings. For example, camouflage. Some like zebras or fish rely on group behavior to confuse predators. To end this video fastly, the support system like skeleton and muscles gives animal their shape and helps them move, while protection systems like skin, specialized structures, and immune defenses keeps them safe from harm. This system ensure animals can thrive and adapt to their environments. And that's all for my video. And there is some fun facts in the end of the video. I hope you watch it, and thank you for watching this video.
Assalamualaikum. Welcome to my video report. I am Nasraida Muhammad from Group 5 and my assigned topic is support and protection in plants. Plants, unlike animals, wala silang bones or muscles pero napaka-impressive ng kanilang mga natural systems para mag-survive at mag-protect sa kanilang sarili. These systems ensure their survival against harsh conditions and threats such as pests and extreme weather. Ngayon, let's dive into these mechanisms and understand how plants stay upright and protected. First, we have the cell wall, which is unique sa plants. It's made up of cellulose, a very tough material. This structure gives the plant rigidity and shape, kaya nakakatayo sila kahit malalakas ang hangin. It also acts as protective barrier against external forces like pests or environmental stress. Without it, plants would be weak and vulnerable. Next is the cuticle, a thin waxy layer na nasa ibabaw ng leaves and stems. Ang purpose nito ay ma-minimize ang water loss sa pamamagitan ng transpiration lalo sa mga maiinit na lugar. Bonus protection pa nito, it prevents fungi and bacteria from entering the plant. Another important layer is the epidermis. Ito ang pinakaunang line of defense ng plants. It covers the outermost part of leaves, stems, and roots. Parang balat natin, it protects the plant from physical damage and harmful microorganisms. Lastly, ang mga thorns at trichomes. Thorns are sharp, pointed structures that physically protect plants from herbivores. Sa kabilang banda, ang trichomes naman are small hair-like structures that can deter insects at minsan they even release chemicals to ward off pests. If we compare plants to animals, makikita natin ang big difference sa support and protection systems nila. Animals rely on bones and muscles for movement and protection, pero plants depend on their rigid structures like the cell wall and other layers. Hindi man sila kasing dynamic, plants are well equipped to defend themselves in their own way. In conclusion, plants may look simple, pero their support and protection systems are highly efficient. From the strong cell walls to defensive thorns, these mechanisms allow plants to thrive in a challenging environment. Thank you, and I hope you learned something valuable about how amazing plants truly are.
Hello, good day everyone. Together with Ate Flores Carlome and I, Muhammad Johara, we are going to talk about the movements in plants and animals. What is movement? Movement is a fundamental characteristic of living organism, essential for their survival and reproduction. Both plants and animals exhibit various forms of movement, although the mechanisms differ. In animals, there are three types of movements. The first one would be the locomotion. It means that it is the ability to move from one place to another using our movements, using our body parts. It is basically our limbs, feet, wings, etc. An example to this is a dog swimming or walking using feet. The next one would be horse, which is running using their forelegs, kangaroo propelling or jumping the body into the air using their legs, snake movement using a body that is in direct contact with the ground, or swimming, which is swaying their body throughout the water, and a fish which then swims with the help of their fins and tails. The next type is the internal movements, which is an autonomic movement within the body of animals that they cannot or they do not control. First example would be muscle contractions. It is essential for all body movements. Syempre, hindi tayo makakagalaw kung walang muscle contractions. The second one would be the digestion, which is the movement of food through the digestive system and blood circulation. Syempre, hindi natin control kung paano gagalaw ang dugo natin. Our heart does it. And then the respiration, which is the movement of air in and out of the lungs, or the breathing. And then the last type would be the behavioral movements. It is movements related to an animal's behavior. One of these is the courtship displays. It is a movement used to attract a mate. If may nakikita na kayo kung paano mag-attract na ang mga animal para makahanap sila ng mate nila, one of this is peacocks when they try to amuse a mate using their spontaneous tails. And then we also have the defensive behaviors. It is movement used to protect oneself from danger. An example to this is a red panda. A red panda tends to stand up both on their feet and raise their hands on the air to appear more bigger to their predator. And for the last part is the social interactions, where movements used to communicate with other animals. An example to this is bigger cats, which is lions, tigers, pumas, cheetahs, and blah blah blah. They tend to communicate using their body language, where they bump their bodies softly, or when they raise their tails and wiggle it. Moving to the types of movements in plants. Our number one would be the growth movement. These are permanent changes in plant shape due to growth. It is a part of their growth and response to environmental stimuli. Plants are attached at one place, hence can change only direction of their organs. These are nutation and nastic movements. The nutation movements are seen in the turners and climbers, whereas the nastic movements are due to the differences in the rate of growth on opposite rights. Growing areas like root and shoot tips move upwards and downwards accordingly due to their growth of organs. It is slow movement observed in all plants and trees. Starting off with tropisms. Tropism is a plant movement that is determined by the direction of environmental stimulus. As soon as stimulus is received, or it is, kumbaga pa, it is the source. A specific part shows response by growth movements. Stimulus is light movement of plant organs in response to the unilateral effect of light is called phototropism. Stems are positively phototrophic, while roots are negatively phototrophic. Leaves are transversely phototrophic, as they keep their faces at right angles to the direction of light. Here is a photo for an example for us to understand clearly and more precise on what phototropism does really mean. The next one is the nastic movements, responses to stimuli where direction of the response is not determined is called nastic movement. Examples of stimuli are heat, light, and torch. And nastic movements from whichever direction the stimulus is applied, it affects all parts of the organ of a plant equally and they always move in the same direction. Kung sa baga pa yung responses sa stimuli, unpredicted siya kung saan siya mauuna, kung sino ang uunang magre-react, since it is a group of sanga, bawat sanga sa isang plant. Hindi malalaman kung sino yung unang magre-respond, but at the same time, they respond all the same time because it is on the same organ. And then our last part would be the geotropism. It is also known as gravitropism, is a type of tropic movement in which plants grow in response to gravity. It is mainly observed in the growing parts of the plant, such as root and shoot. In the terms geotropism or gravitropism, the words geo and gravi correspond to earth and gravitational force respectively. The word tropism refers to the tropic movement. An example to this is the directional growth of plant parts in response to an external stimulus such as light, water, touch, chemical, or gravity, as I said in the first part, and the tropism, where the stimulus would be the light, water, or touch, where the respond or the shoot would be following. Only that geotropism focuses on the root that grows towards gravity, and it is considered as to be the positive geotropism, unlikely to the tropism that the positive phototrophic is the shoot where it follows the stimuli. Here is another photo to be referred so we could easily understand what geotropism really means.
Good day everyone, I am Carla May G. Flores, and this is the continuation of the topic, movement of both plants and animals. First is, let us discuss why movement is important for animals. Just like as human beings, movement is also important for both plants and animals. First is, movement is important for animals because it helps them in finding their food and water. So by movement, it enables the animals to seek out necessary resources. So if hindi gagalaw or if walang movement yung isang animal, hindi siya makakahanap ng kanyang resources just like the water and foods. Next is escaping predators. So animals move to avoid threats or capture. So by movement, makakakilos or makakatakas yung animals from their predator or sa mga threats na nangyayari sa kanyang environment o sa kanyang habitat. Then lastly, reproduction. So many animals must move to find mates and reproduce. So in order for the animals to reproduce, kailangan nilang mag-move or gumawa ng kilos para makahanap sila ng mates and it will help them to reproduce. Next is why movement is important for plants. First is movement is important for plants because it helps in nutrient acquisition. So when roots grow toward water and minerals, nutrient acquisition happens. So the best example for this is roots grow deeper in search of moisture during drought. So sa panahon ng tagtuyot, yung roots is nagro-grow deeper siya para humanap ng moisture. So kapag walang movement, hindi magagawa ng roots na humanap ng moisture during droughts. Movement is also important for plants because it helps in their survival. So plants move in response to light, water, and gravity, optimizing growth. So by the help of light, water, and gravity, natutulungan niya na mag-grow yung mga plants. So without movement, walang growth na mangyayari sa plants. So the best example for this is vine plants climb toward the light. So yung mga vine plants katulad ng bougainvillea, Philippine jade vine is kailangan ng light. So without light, hindi makakasurvive yung mga vine plants. And in order for the plants to respond to light, to water and gravity, they need to move. That's why movement is very important in survival of the plants. Next is we will going to talk about the comparison of plants and animals' movement. Animals actively move using muscles and other appendages. So nakikita naman natin na kapag gumagalaw yung mga animals or ginagawa nila yung movement, ginagamit nila ang kanilang legs, wings, or arms. while plants do not actively move but show growth movements in response to environmental cues. So some of the examples of growth movements are: first, seismonasty. So seismonasty is when a plant moves in response to a haptic stimulus such as being touched. So the best example is the famous makahiya leaves na tinatawag natin dito sa Philippines, di ba? Kapag hinahawakan natin siya, the leaves of makahiya leaves fold up when touched. Then next is photonasty. So photonasty is when a plant's petals open or close in response to light. The best example is a dandelion flower. So a dandelion flower opens in the morning. So yung petals ng plants ng dandelion flowers is open lang in the morning. Then the last example is the thermonasty, from the word itself, thermo, meaning to say when a plant moves in response to temperature changes. So, naka-base naman ang movement ng plants sa temperature changes dito sa thermonasty. The differences between animals and plants are: animals move for food, safety, and their reproduction, while plants mainly move for light, water, and optimal growth conditions. Their similarities are both need movement to survive and reproduce, though the mechanisms differ. So, kahit magkaiba man yung mechanism ng animals and ng plants, they both need movement to survive and reproduce. To sum up everything, movement is essential for both plants and animals to survive in their environments. Animals use muscles and other body structures to move actively, while plants rely on growth and environmental stimuli. The diversity in movement mechanisms highlights the adaptability of life on Earth to different environments. So that ends my report. Again, I am Carla May G. Flores. I hope that you learned a lot from this topic.
Good day everyone, I am Ira Dicolano, and in this video, I am going to tackle about digestion and nutrition of plants. So let's first define nutrition. It is the process of obtaining food and utilizing it to grow, stay healthy, and repair any damaged body part. So, ang mga plants napuproduce nila yung food nila by taking raw materials from their surroundings like yung mga minerals, carbon dioxide, water, and sunlight. And of course, when we're talking about nutrition, we need some nutrients. So what is nutrients? It refers to the components found in our food such as carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, fats, and etc. Itong mga components ay napaka-importante sa mga living organism in order for them to survive. Sa plants, sila mismo yung nagpo-produce ng kanilang pagkain, unlike sa animals and human being na nakadepende sila sa plants and animals when it comes to their food needs. So, there are two types of nutrition in plants, the autotrophic and heterotrophic. Let's first discuss the autotrophic. Plants exhibit autotrophic nutrition and are called primary producers. Yung plants, they synthesize their food by using light, carbon dioxide, and water. Since tinatawag itong primary producers, it forms the base of food chains and web. Kino-convert nila yung mga inorganic matter into organic compounds, providing energy and nutrients that supports all other organisms. Vital din ito siya for oxygen production, carbon cycle regulation, and overall health for our planet. Let's move on to heterotrophic. Here, both animals and the human beings are called heterotrophs as they depend on plants for their food. Sa madaling salita, nakukuha or kinukuha nila yung nutrients nila from other organisms and unfortunately lost their ability to perform photosynthesis. Like what I had said earlier, photosynthesis belongs to autotrophic nutrition where plants are able to produce their own food. Chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis. In other words, this is where photosynthesis takes place. Food production primarily is carried out in leaves. Yung water and minerals na galing sa lupa, ina-absorb ito ng roots and ito transport siya sa leaves through vessels. Yung carbon dioxide, it reaches leaves through stomata. Ang stomata, sila yung maliliit na pores sa dahon surrounded by guard cells. Chlorophyll is a green pigment present in leaves which helps the leaves capture energy from sunlight to prepare their food. Hence, the sun serves as the primary source for all living organisms. And lastly, oxygen is one of the main components of life on Earth, released by plants during photosynthesis. So these are the conditions necessary for photosynthesis. We have sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. And we also have steps in photosynthesis. First, absorption of energy from sunlight. Second, conversion of light energy into chemical energy. Third, hydrolysis of water into oxygen and hydrogen. And lastly, carbon dioxide is reduced to form glucose by utilizing chemical energy. Meanwhile, heterotrophic nutrition are classified into four. We have parasitic, insectivorous, saprophytic, and symbiotic. First, we have parasitic. Some heterotrophic plants depend on plants and animals for nutrition. Yung mga ganitong plants known as parasitic plants. However, the host is not benefited from the parasite. Examples are Cascuta and Cassia or Cassia. Next is insectivorous nutrition. Some plants have special structural features that help them trap insects and are commonly known as carnivorous or heterotrophic plants. These plants digest the insects by secreting digestive juices and absorb the nutrients from them. Yung mga ganitong plants, yung lupang tinutubuan nila is kulang sa minerals. Then we have saprophytic nutrition. The saprophytic plants derive nutrition from dead and decaying plants and animals. Dito, dinidissolve nila yung mga dead and decaying matter by secreting digestive juices and absorb the nutrients. Lastly, symbiotic nutrition. When two different plants belonging to two different categories show a close association, they are termed as symbiotic. This just means that both plants are benefited from each other. So that's all. Thank you.
Good day, teaching everyone. I am April Joy Bastian, and this time I will be talking about digestion and nutrition of animals. So, ano ba talaga ang digestive system ng animals? Ito ang kanilang ultimate survival mechanism na unlike plants na may process of photosynthesis, animals need to consume other organisms para makakuha ng nutrients. Scientifically speaking, animals are heterotrophs, meaning sila ay dependent sa external food sources para sa cellular nutrition. Just like as humans, animals require specific biological molecules for survival. This includes amino acids that helps for protein building blocks, lipid molecules for energy storage, nucleotides as their genetic material components, simple sugars for immediate energy source. So, ang interesting part pa dito, ang food na kinakain nila ay consists of complex macromolecules tulad ng proteins, fats, complex carbohydrates na kailangan i-break down into simple absorbable molecules. Ito ang ultimate chemical transformation na nangyayari sa digestive tract. Nahahati ang animals into three critical categories. Una, herbivores, known as plant-eating specialists. Ito ay ang mga hayop tulad ng deer, giraffes, rabbits na may special symbiotic bacteria or specialized teeth na tumutulong i-break down ang cellulose or yung top fiber sa plants na hindi kayang madigest ng karamihan sa animals. Second ay ang carnivores. These are the animals known as meat-eating predators tulad ng lions, tigers, eagles. Sila ay ang protein powerhouse na may sharp teeth, short digestive tracts, designed for tearing meat. So these are the animals na may shorter digestive system, enough for them to break down easily meat compared sa animal plant materials. Omnivores, ito ay yung mga hayop na kumbaga ay flexible eaters na kumakain ng both animals and meat, making them super adaptable sa kung saan mang environment sila mapunta. Katulad ng humans, bears, raccoons ay napupol sa kategory na ito. So, this dietary flexibility is a great survival strategy because tulad natin ng mga hayop, so yes, makonsider tayo na hayop dahil tayo ay isang organism na kumakain rin ng other organism. Ang mga hayop na under sa kategory na ito ay kayang mag-thrive sa pabago-bagong environment by the means na madaling maghanap ng food sources. Now, let's move forward to the next part. So, just because an animal has a digestive system doesn't mean that they all work the same way. So, in animals, there are a number of processes that modify food within the animal body in order to make nutrients and organic molecules accessible for cellular function. So, different species of animals are better able to digest certain types of foods than others. So this difference occurs because of the various types of digestive system that can be found in animals. Animals have to undergo complex biochemical processes like mechanical breakdown or the physical digestion, chemical breakdown, also like enzymatic digestion, nutrients absorption, and also waste elimination. There are also 4 fundamental animal digestive systems that Number 1, monogastric digestive system. So it is a type of digestive system known for having single-chambered stomach, wherein madaling mag-consume at mag-breakdown ng nutrients. Hogs, for example, it has digestive enzymes that can break down proteins and fats easily. Kaya napapansin natin tulad ng sa hogs or baboy, mas adapted sila sa pagkain ng rations that are in concentrate. Number 2, avian digestive system na these are the animals na although wala silang biological features tulad ng ngipin, they have specialized organs that helps for food storage, initial chemical digestion, mechanical grinding, and final processing. So, halimbawa na rito ay ang mga animals tulad ng chickens, eagles, sparrows, na ang digestive adaptation nila ay extremely efficient for nutrients extraction. Number 3 is ruminant digestive system. So, these are the complex or digestive mechanism na mayroon ang isang animal. So, these are the ability to digest top plant materials tulad ng cattle, sheep, and goats na may ability to ninunguya mo na nila ang pagkain in order to consume the nutrients. So, they convert cellulose into usable nutrients through some symbiotic microorganism. The last one is the sideroruminant digestive system. So, ito yung mga animals na ang primary diet nila ay ang pag-consume ng large amount of grasses, leaves, and other plant materials like stems or sometimes branches. For example, the llamas, alpacas, and camels. They have special storage and processing system that helps them get energy from top materials. So that will be all, and thank you.